Hey everybody, welcome back to the GeekXP. I'm here with Carson and Nate.
Hello.
And this year we are doing our very first GeekXP Oscar predictions. So over the past couple weeks we've watched all the nominated movies, and we are here with
For
Best Picture specifically.
Yeah.
We can't do there's just too much.
Can't do it. Sorry.
But we've got a list of everything nominated. We've got our personal favorites and what we think is going to win. So up for Best Picture, we've got La La Land, directed by Damien Chazelle. Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone are the leads. We've got Arrival, director is Denis Villeneuve, and then starring Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner. We've got Lion, directed by Garth Davis, with Dev Patel and Nicole Kidman. Hell or High Water, directed by David Mackenzie. Best Supporting Actor, Jeff Bridges, Chris Pine, and Ben Foster. We've got Moonlight, director Barry Jenkins, Marshala Ali, and Naomi Harris star. Hacksaw Ridge, Mel Gibson and Andrew Garfield. Manchester by the Sea, directed by Kenneth Lonergan?
Close enough.
There we go. I like that I got the French name right, but that's the one that I messed up. Starring Casey Affleck and Lucas Hedges. We've got Fences, directed by Denzel, also starring Denzel and Viola Davis. Hidden Figures, director Theodore Melfi, and we've got Octavia Spencer, Taraji P. Henson, I'm sorry if I got that wrong, and Janelle Monáe. All right, so Carson, why don't you start us off? What are your top three?
All right, top three. I enjoyed all of them, I'd like to say.
Yeah, right off the bat, none of these were bad.
Yeah, I did enjoy all of them. Some though
more than others.
Yeah, some I definitely enjoyed more than others.
But there are definitely years where I've been like, I don't know why this movie was nominated. Yeah. Cough, cough, Lincoln.
Yeah, yeah. I never saw that.
It's a waste of time. Don't watch
really Boring.
All right,
it was really boring.
It's pretty par for the course.
All right, so my top three. After watching all 9 of them, I would have to say that Hacksaw Ridge is in my top 3.
Okay.
I would also include Hell or High Water. So those are the 2 definites.
Okay.
They're definitely my top 3. The third one was really hard to pick. They were really close.
Okay.
But I think I need to go with Hidden Figures for my top. So I'm going to round it out again real quick.
All right.
Hell or High Water, Hacksaw Ridge, and Hidden Figures. My top 3.
All right, Nate, what about you?
It's actually the same. I was tossed up between Lion and Hidden Figures being in that top list, but Hidden Figures was just really good.
All right. So my top 3 has kind of been, 2 of them have been set in stone since I've seen them. That's Arrival, La La Land, and then last night my list was looking like those 2 plus Hell or High Water, and then we watched Lion. Lion has knocked Hell or High Water out of that spot. So my top 3 are La La Land, Arrival, and Lion. Lion was just really incredibly touching. Like, I don't want to. That's based on a true story. So.
Yeah.
The inevitable reunion between the boy and his mother. I don't know why, but that scene in particular just really like sucker punched me, and I kind of started tearing up in that. And then in the case of Arrival, we haven't had a really thoughtful science fiction movie in a long time.
Right. Yeah.
And the screenplay in particular in that movie, what ends up unfolding is just kind of mind-blowing. And I brought up that I started watching it again, and it holds up even with the twist still revealed. I just think it's a very nice look at humanity, and I think it's kind of a movie that we as like a people need right now.
Right.
I think it's just got a really positive message amongst all the hoopla happening in the world.
Yeah.
And then in the case of La La Land, first of all, I'm a sucker for musicals. And then I think it was just the way this movie was made. All the throwbacks to old Hollywood, combined with like the new way of filming, like there are a lot of those like one take shots
Yeah.
that are kind of really popular right now, and I really think those did a lot to make the musical number shine. And it's just a really beautiful movie. I think like anyone who's like ever been in a relationship, like if you've left the theater just kind of like gushing, and I don't know, it was just a movie that really touched me in like a lot of ways. That's not a great sentence.
It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, La La Land. I was really wondering how much I would like it because I'm not a big fan of musicals, and what I did really appreciate about though was like this jazz angle it came,
Yeah.
which I had no idea about. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
that was going to be injected into it, and it was really interesting because in the film they kind of talk about, is jazz dying or is it changing and stuff, and I found that really interesting.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, some of the songs were really catchy.
Yeah.
Like, it was good.
I like the way that it used music too. Like, you know, like the first chunk of the movie is very musically heavy, and that's when the relationship is dreamy and new. And then as soon as things start getting real, the music kind of falls off. And I thought that was really cool. But Nate, do you have anything you want to say about any of these movies?
Well, just with La La Land, I don't know if it was because everyone hyped up the music for me.
That could be it.
That when I watched it, I was expecting to come away wanting to like listen to the soundtrack over and over again. I mean, you listened to it, I don't know how many times since you watched it. I've had no real want to listen to it a second time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Interesting. You got it on vinyl, right?
You bought it.
I did. I bought it digitally, and then I got a signed copy by the composer.
Oh, look at
Nice.
you.
Yeah, but there were. Let's talk about some of the movies that we thought were maybe going to be better.
Okay.
Manchester by the Sea was the big one for me.
It was so sad.
Well, yeah, I heard about it and it was getting a lot of buzz. This is probably like right before Golden Globes and stuff, and it was good, but I think it was like way too hyped up for myself. Like,
And
it
that
made,
was for me too.
like it was good, and like Casey Affleck was, you know, the outstanding performance in that film.
Yeah.
He was good. It was really sad, and I feel for what was going on there, but it just didn't impact me as much. I'll give you another example of a movie that really impacted me was A Monster Calls, which isn't nominated at all.
That is the big snub this year.
And I have to say, like, I was visibly like tearing up in that movie. It was like
really
giving
bad.
me like, you know, shivers, like, you know, goosebumps. Yeah, it was crazy.
It's a shame that movie's not nominated.
And for such, Manchester is emotional, but it just didn't really connect with me that much.
Yeah, that was the big one for me. I kind of walked away from it like, okay.
Yeah, it was just a sad movie. That was all there was to it for me.
And it was just a lot of Casey Affleck just being like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I was like, all right.
That's true. I'll say this: the way it ends, no spoilers really at all, but I was expecting them to resolve the sadness, and I think I appreciate that they didn't, because the thing that happens in the movie, I think it's something, it will always be with you.
Right.
You can't just gloss it over and like erase it. That sadness is always going to be with you the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that angle of the movie. It felt pretty real, I think, to me.
Now, the other movie that I really didn't like and was disappointed was Moonlight.
Yeah, I was honestly pretty bored.
I was pretty bored throughout. Every time it seemed like something big was about to happen, it would progress, and not the way I was expecting. It would just jump ahead in time.
I'll say this: I don't see that window into a person's life ever.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate that, because it's a very unique situation. I feel like that's not shown in cinema a whole lot, at least right now. And I appreciate seeing that angle of humanity and society that I've never seen before.
I think for me with Moonlight, first of all, beautifully shot movie, like beautiful color palette throughout the whole thing.
Soundtrack was pretty good.
And the soundtrack, the soundtrack was gorgeous. For me, I think the first third of the movie is the most interesting part. Where he's a kid, he's hanging out with Mahershala Ali's character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I found that stuff really, really fascinating. Like, when he, I guess brief spoiler, but when he asks him about, like, what is being gay and stuff, and, like, I really enjoyed that scene and how Mahershala Ali broke it down and was like, it's okay and you don't need to know right now. the other parts of his life, like, well, not to take away from the struggle of the character, just weren't as fascinating to me. And I think that's like right as you would get invested in one part of this guy's life, it would jump.
Like something big would happen, and then all of a sudden it would go to black, and then the next chapter would start, or the next act would start, and it did that a couple times, and then it just ends right as another big thing happens.
Yeah.
And you never see the payoff.
Yeah, exactly. I think for me that one resolved itself a little bit better than Manchester did. But yeah. Two, I guess, structurally kind of the same. Subject matter very different, but very different.
Yeah.
A movie, one of the ones that I liked, but I kind of walked away expecting more from was Hacksaw Ridge.
Really?
I really liked it, but I think this is just a thing with me in war movies, is that there's just like this formula for them now. And so for one of them to really get to me, you really have to outdo yourself. And don't get me wrong, it was a solid movie, but like it was a solid good war movie, and I kind of got what I was expecting from it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's cool to see the Pacific side of the war, which is definitely outmatched by the Western, Western part of the war.
Happening in Germany.
More movies are made about that because it's just insane. Some of the stuff that happens there. Stuff that happens in the Pacific equally as insane. Just happens in different ways and stuff. Andrew Garfield, I think, did a really good job.
The whole cast was amazing.
The cast was pretty good. Vince Vaughn
weird choices.
This super really weird random cast. Like it was super out there. Like every time someone showed up on screen, I was like, okay, that guy.
I would never picture Vince Vaughn in charge of a military unit, but it worked in a strange way.
And I gotta say, man, Mel Gibson, he knows how to direct.
Dude's crazy, but he knows how to direct.
Dude is off his rocker sometimes, but
so true.
The man, like, I pretty much love like all of his movies that he makes.
And now he may be directing what, Suicide Squad?
He might be directing Suicide Squad 2. Sure. I mean, the team's just as crazy as he is, so...
He'll probably put himself in it somewhere.
I also, the main point of the film is the non-violent,
the conscientious
aspect, which
observer.
I haven't seen a movie made about that at all.
I never even heard about it until
I
really found it fascinating.
It is really fascinating that, you know, this guy who's a Christian really objected to the violence, but he knew he could still help.
Yeah.
And he sure did.
But I love the arguments from both sides, because both sides were so valid. He didn't want to hurt anybody. But if I'm in a fucking trench with a bunch of enemies charging at me, and I'm fixing some guy up who's unconscious and something, like, I got no one to protect me.
Yeah.
Which,
he can't.
Did they ever show, they never put him in a situation where that actually happened, right?
Yes.
There
was one, no, it was never really like imminent danger. It was one moment where he woke up and the one soldier was with him, like, here's the gun, it's not gonna bite you.
Yeah.
Where he just brought it up again. They're like, if something happens, it's here.
Yeah, right.
They never made him like actually go for the gun.
Because that would have been really interesting
if
it was like life and death all of a sudden. Like, he could save this guy if he killed this Japanese soldier that was about to shoot this guy.
There was
maybe
it's
they
really
gotta
tough.
toe the line of like what happened historically. And
because there was moments, I don't want to spoil much, with grenades. I don't know if you remember what part I'm talking about.
Holy crap.
But like with that, that could have been filmed a different way, which would have changed a little bit of the narrative.
Yeah. Now, we're not going to get into the performance nominations, but real quick, I think a movie that's going to sweep that category is Fences. I don't think it'll win Best Picture.
No.
But I definitely think Denzel and Viola Davis are taking the Oscars for that category.
Yeah, and Denzel directed that too. Like,
and he directed that. I don't think it made the transition from play to movie as well as like other things have done. But solid movie. But I definitely think the performances are the star of that movie. It's not the directing. It's not the movie itself.
It relied heavily on the actors.
Like, if Viola Davis doesn't win Best Supporting Actress for that, like that scene alone at the end is powerful enough to get that award.
Definitely.
So to wrap this all up, why don't we'll go through our 3 picks again, our 3 favorites, and then what we think is going to win Best Picture.
Yeah.
So
that's different.
think strategically.
Get political.
And then you guys can let us know who won or not.
Yep.
So I guess I'll start.
Okay.
So all right, my top 3 one more time were Arrival, La La Land, and Lion. I think La La Land is going to take the Oscar, and it's also my favorite out of those 3. So
Okay. All right. My top 3 again: Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, and Hidden Figures. I don't think any of those 3 are going to actually win.
okay.
What I would like to win is, I think, Hacksaw Ridge. I would really like to see that win.
Okay.
I think La La Land will win, though.
Okay.
That's the political pick. La La Land, political pick.
So my top 3 were Carson's, Hell or High Water, Hacksaw Ridge, and Hidden Figures. Again, I don't think they're going to win. I would like Lion to win because I think it deserves it.
Uh-huh.
But I do think La La Land's going to take it.
It's
Hollywood loves Hollywood.
Yeah, it's a movie about the glamour and the struggle, and everyone in the Academy, I'm sure, can identify in some kind of way to it. It's just a love letter to movie making itself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So those are our Oscar predictions, guys. Let us know in the comments what yours are. Carson, where can the people find you?
All right, you can find me on YouTube at this YouTube channel,
So
the
you said have to
GeekXP,
do that, yeah.
and also on Twitter at Carson_save.
I still don't have a Twitter.
All right.
I'm going to work on that this week. I'm just going to have to bite
We'll
the
put a
bullet
pin
and
in
do it.
that.
Yeah.
You can find me at Twitter. I'm Rebellious Ewok, and I'm on Instagram at Marley_SD. Stay tuned to the GeekXP for more movie news. March is coming up, and that's going to be an insane month for movie reviews, and we're going to try to get through all of them.
Holy
I want
crap.
to see it be so bad.
I know.
Oh, it's gonna
Logan's
be crazy.
getting... anyway. So stay tuned to the GeekXP, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.